How many people here know about global warming? Every day I see trash on the side of the road and can see the toxic smoke coming from the local factories. Many of the products that the factories are producing we need for our survival. In an article published by NASA, humans have caused major climate changes to happen already, and we have set in motion more changes still. Even if we stopped emitting greenhouse gases today, global warming would continue to happen for at least several more decades, if not centuries. That's because it takes a while for the planet to respond, and because carbon dioxide, the predominant heat-trapping gas, lingers in the atmosphere for hundreds of years. So without further ado, let's talk about some of the problems that have a detrimental effect on global warming. Global warming is caused by humans, and it can be seen in the ocean, in the atmosphere, and on the Earth's surface. I've decided to talk about some of the many ways global warming is being affected by humans. According to CBSNews.com, the world pollutes 2.4 million pounds of carbon dioxide in the air every second. National Geographic believes that in order to address climate change, we will need to change the way we behave, shifting the way we make and consume energy. With the world polluting 38.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide a year, we will not see a change for decades. This must stop. According to National Ocean Service, in 2005, the U.S. lost half of its coral reef in the Caribbean in 1 year due to the massive bleaching event. This issue is actually a result of pollution by humans. The more humans pollute toxic chemicals into the air, the warmer our ocean waters are going to get, which means more bleaching of our coral reefs. Then there's an issue with the food chain. If our coral reefs bleach and die out, the other animals that rely on the reef will not survive, which means certain fish that are close to extinct because of overfishing will become more prone to happening. According to the NOAA, impacts from climate change are happening now. These impacts extend well beyond an increased temperature affecting ecosystems and communities in the United States and around the world. Things that we depend on and value: water, energy, transportation, wildlife, agriculture, ecosystems, and human health are experiencing the effects of changing climate. This is a direct result from humans sending massive amounts of pollution into our atmosphere. Because of that, we are seeing certain regions weather do unpredictable things. We cannot continue to let this happen. According to Climate Central, scientists project that extreme events such as heat waves, droughts, blizzards, and rainstorms will continue to occur more often and with greater intensity due to global warming. Hurricanes, for instance, are becoming more devastating, and they are continuing to grow every year. Look at Hurricane Harvey. The entire city of Houston was underwater, and that's never happened before. We must take a stand against this because people's lives and families are being affected. From an article by NASA, the effects that scientists had predicted in the past would result from global climate change are now occurring. Loss of sea ice, accelerated sea levels rise, and longer, more intense heat waves. Because of the amount of carbon dioxide released daily, global warming doesn't look like it's going to end. Instead, it looks as if our world is about to be turned upside down as we start to experience changes in weather. From nrdc.org, if people don't take immediate action towards limiting global warming, the extreme droughts, devastating wildfires, massive floods, deadly hurricanes, and widespread famines that we are seeing more and more of these days will cease to be statistical anomalies and instead be more like seasonal markers as regular as the changing of the leaves. If immediate action isn't taken, the carbon dioxide will be trapped in our solar system, which will increase the probability of devastating events taking place. It is up to us to make a change. This must be eliminated. How are we supposed to breathe oxygen when carbon dioxide is taking over our Earth? According to LiveScience.com, global warming is increasing the temperature of the Earth's oceans and atmospheres, leading to more intense storms. What's scary is that if we don't try and put a stop to this storms are only going to get worse and become more dangerous, which means our loved ones are more likely to get hurt. Now that I've probably really scared you, let's talk about some ways that we can prevent global warming from getting worse. Global warming can be slowed down, but it takes everyone to make it happen. According to National Geographic, improvements to energy efficiency and vehicle fuel economy, increases in wind and solar power, biofuels from organic waste, setting a price on carbon, and protecting forests are all potent ways to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide. Earlier I explained how in order to shift the direction of global warming, we're going to need to come up with a better way to make and consume energy. By setting up ways to create our energy, we will be able to eliminate the way we are producing energy now, which involves polluting our environment. If you have questions, please ask your local clean fuel experts for help. According to the EIA.gov, solar energy systems, power plants do not produce air pollution, water pollution, or greenhouse gases. Because of this, the environment will see less of an impact, and slowly improving these systems are the best for your community because it's more reliable and reduces the amount of toxic chemicals that are being released. National Geographic states that boosting the use of agriculture cover crops could help clean up significant amounts of carbon dioxide. Restoring forests already chopped down in Brazil, for example, could draw about 1.5 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide out of the air. With the way things are going, the environment would need everyone to pitch in order to pause the world's current trajectory. The best way to make sure that the spread of global warming is stopped is to do your part. Approximately 58% of energy in the United States is wasted daily. And despite the growth of renewable energy sources, the bulk of our power is still produced using coal, petroleum, and natural gases. By taking an interest in cleaning up our environment, we will be able to eliminate these factors in the production of our energy that puts out harmful chemicals into our atmosphere. Slowing the speed of global warming is detrimental and ultimately dictate the world we live in the future. Imagine that point in the future where global warming is no longer a problem, and the only time we talk about it is when we are looking at the good old days. The point where energy is being created through solar systems and we're breathing in clean air. Many famous people support the movement to taking an act on climate change, and Mark Ruffalo is one of them. He states that no other generation will be called upon so extremely and immediately to be part of so big and monumental a task. It's an exciting time to be alive. To recap, although many people aren't acting on climate change now, today I've expressed 3 reasons it is important. The actions you make are either detrimental or helpful for the oceans, atmosphere, and Earth's surface in the pursuit of global warming. I want to ask everyone today to be the change and do your part to eliminate global warming. Always remember, what would Mother Nature do?